I'm Michael LaHatte. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years. I've built many businesses. Some did massively well and some failed horribly. But one thing's for sure I've learned in business is you're going to have to deal with struggle. You're going to have to deal with challenges. You're going to have to deal with things unforeseen. And I've had my share of it. After a while, struggle starts to wear on you. It starts trying to beat you down. It's something you have to deal with though, especially if you're trying to accomplish anything great. Anytime you're going for something great, you're going to have struggle. When you strive to have a new breakthrough, you better get ready because struggle's on its way. But why is that? Why do we have struggle? At times, why does it seem so hard? You have these thoughts of, I am struggling to build this business. I am working so hard. Why does it seem like everything's against me? I have all these false starts. I feel like every time I turn a corner, every time I have a new chance at having a breakthrough, there's something there resisting me at a high level. Why does it seem like bad things only happen to good people? Why can't it be easier? Are these thoughts you've had? I've had them. I've had them many times over the last 2 decades. And sometimes you look at other people and you wonder, are they struggling like I am? Are these other business owners struggling like I'm having to struggle? It seems like they have more talent. It seems like it's easier for them, that they have some better college degree or better education, or maybe their parents raised them with better habits. Maybe they just don't have the struggles I'm having. Maybe they're better looking. Maybe they're bigger, faster, stronger. But luckily I learned a long time ago, you don't worry about other people. You don't know what kind of front they're putting up. You don't know what's going on in their house at night. You don't know what they are and are not struggling with. Many of my great heroes years ago, I discovered were really not who I thought they were. Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side. It appears like it's greener because it's growing over a leaky sewage pipe. I'll tell you a story though that really changed my life. It was of a little boy. He was probably 10 years old, and he came home from school one day and he went outside to play. Back then, we didn't have, the games like we have today, or we didn't have iPads and iPhones and all that fun stuff. Kids had to go outside and play in the woods or play around the house outside. And so this little boy went outside and he was playing in the woods, and he ran across this little tree branch with this twig hanging off of it that had a cocoon on it. And he was all excited. He found this cocoon because he remembered studying in school, about butterflies and cocoons and how all that works. So he was really excited to find this thing. He's never seen one. So he broke the twig off with the cocoon, ran home. He got a jar and he put the cocoon in this jar and filled it with leaves and sticks. So, so it'd be like an environment in the woods. And he was all excited about it. And he watched that cocoon from day to day and nothing would happen. And he kept wondering, man, I can't wait till it hatches. I can have a pet butterfly. And he was just, obsessed with it. He was like infatuated with this idea of having a pet butterfly. So one day he noticed, as he was watching the cocoon, it started to shake. And it would shake a little more and it would shake a little more. And he watched it forever and it kept shaking. And then he noticed a little slit form in the cocoon where the little butterfly inside was trying to get out. He's trying to work his way out. And the little boy was all excited. He was like, man, I can't wait to see him. And he watched this thing forever trying to get out of that slit. And he was thinking, well, maybe he's stuck. Maybe I need to help him. So he took his little pocket knife and he opened the slit, cut it a little bit more, being real careful not to hit the butterfly. And he opened it up a pretty good bit, and he stepped back and watched the butterfly, come out. Well, sure enough, the butterfly easily came out of that slit, and it fell to the bottom of the jar. And it laid there and it died. And the little boy was heartbroken. He couldn't understand what had happened. So he went to school the next day and told his teacher about it. And he told her, what all he did and what happened. And the teacher said, oh, you shouldn't have cut that open. And he was like, why? I was trying to help him. And she said, I know you were trying to help him, but when you did that, you robbed that butterfly of his struggle. You robbed him of his chance at life. You kind of stole that from him, that butterfly needed to go through that struggle to fight and kick around and do its wings, trying to bust open that cocoon, because that struggle, that fight, was necessary for that butterfly to gain strength and for the juices to flow through his body and get his wings straightened out and stronger. He needed that struggle to be able to succeed and grow into a beautiful butterfly. And when you cut that cocoon, you took away the struggle, which took away the life. And so without struggle, there's no life. And that story really hit me at a young age. I look at struggle different nowadays. Struggle is something you have to go through. There is no way around it. If you're trying to achieve any type of greatness, any type of entrepreneurial pursuits, any type of health, of getting better health, anything where you're trying to become a success at something, accomplish something, you're going to have struggle, and you're supposed to have the struggle. Without the struggle, you can't win. Without the struggle, you will never develop the talents and the strengths and the skills you need to truly be a success at what you're striving for. So you have to have that struggle. And the story of the butterfly really stuck with me. And later on, the little boy, he really remembered that. And several weeks later, sure enough, he was running through the woods again, and he ran across another cocoon. And this time he decided, he was going to do it right and put it in the jar. But this time he wasn't going to try to help the butterfly. He was going to let it do its thing, go through its struggle like he was taught by the teacher. So he got this butterfly, this cocoon, put it in the jar. Same scenario, leaves and sticks and all in the jar, and he watched it for days. And sure enough, it started shaking around, and he knew, all right, that butterfly's starting to struggle. He's going to come out. The slit formed, and he kept watching, and it took forever. The butterfly fought and fought and fought, and it finally worked its way out of that cocoon. And it was exhausted, but it had gone through the struggle it needed to go through. And before you knew it, later on, that butterfly's wings were huge. They were gorgeous. He was like so amazed at the power of this life that formed out of that struggle. And he was thinking, that butterfly fought that fight to deserve its right in life to fly. And I don't have the right to keep him cooped up. I'm going to let him go. The little boy was so moved, he did not want to keep that butterfly pinned down and contained in that jar. So he went outside, opened the lid, and let the butterfly go. And he watched it fly on off and live its life. Very valuable lesson. So in life, you're going to have these struggles, and you need to, like I did, I decided to keep in mind that I need to go through these struggles to develop what I need to develop to become who I want to become, to achieve what I want to achieve. Without the struggle, there is no life. Without the struggle, there is no winning. Without the struggle, you can't achieve anything. You have to go through the struggle. So embrace the struggle. I know it's tough. The struggles can be tough. They can be unbearable at times. Sometimes you feel like it's impossible. Sometimes you see all these other people winning and doing great and everything's going wonderful, but you don't know what's going on in their house. Like I said earlier, you don't know. So don't gauge yourself against them. Don't monitor and compare your achievements to others, because they're two different stories. You're not like them, they're not like you. They may be struggling, they just may be hiding it well. So don't worry about that. You focus on your fight. You focus on your good fight. That's what I had to do many times in my life. After many failures, I started looking at it. It wasn't a failure until I just gave up and quit. It's not really a failure, it's a struggle. So failing is not really struggling. Failing is quitting and copping out and not going through the struggle. But going through the struggle will bring you the life you want. It will bring you what you're needing. I have been through many struggles in my lifetime, and I plan on going through many more between now and the grave. So I embrace struggle, and I encourage you to as well. So take action today. Stop existing Stop reading and consuming, waiting for that great idea or waiting for that great feeling to finally go do something. There's never a good time to win. There's never a good time to go out and build a business. There's never a good time to decide on getting married. There's never a good time. You just have to decide and do it and face that struggle head on. Go out there, put a smile on your face, take control of your life, and go fly.